4 years ago, my Katha classmates and I were drowning in rehearsals. We were working hard to perfect a show routine. Long hours, sore muscles, and sweat-soaked dresses. And after weeks and weeks of practice, the moment finally arrived. Not the grand stage, but something that somehow felt even more intimidating. We had to present our routine to the head of the academy. The hall was packed, teachers, students, all watching. And so we took our positions and began. But as the performance went on, something felt different. The lively academy that it usually is, with its hoots and claps, went silent. We continued dancing, glancing at each other mid-spin. Is something wrong? Did we mess up? But then, as the performance ended, that's when I realized. The head of the academy, this formidable man whom I had only seen confident, was trembling. A quiet stillness had settled in the room, not of judgment, but of something deeper. It was the first time I had seen a man cry. I held back my own tears as the power of his raw emotion engulfed the room. In that moment, I realized we hadn't just danced. We had spoken in a language deeper than words. We had unlocked something inside him, something that even he didn't know he needed to release. It's when I realized the dance is more than just coordinated movements. It is your body speaking what words cannot. It's your body speaking to you. My body is speaking to me? What does that even mean? It sounds poetic. But here's where you can hear the hidden harmony between dance and mental health whispering to you. Your body speaks to you in neurological signals. When we dance, we move different parts of our body and our brain. Because this is so healthy for you, your brain wants to tell you, hey, I'm happy, I'm thriving, let's do more of this. And so, it releases endorphins and dopamine, what we know as happy hormones. In these moments, you find that you can't help but smile. Laughter comes to you naturally, and you feel ready to take on your day. So your brain literally gives you incentives to keep dancing by rewarding you with happiness. I didn't know this 4 years ago. I didn't know that dance could be anything deeper than just rehearsals and stage performances. I didn't know that it harmonizes with our body and minds in ways we don't even realize. In fact, let me prove this to you. Let's do something fun. First of all, oh my God! What is that? Do you see it? Great. I got you to look there. Now, look back at me. Now, I want you to look at the screen. I'm going to show you something. Great. You look there too. Now, look back at me. Now, I have a very simple task. Just follow my finger. Think about what I'm drawing. Perfect. Now, think about what I'm writing. Perfect. Thank you so much for participating in that. Participating in that? What was that? I know that's what you're thinking. Well, we just danced together. Where I pointed, your head movements and gaze followed. And when I moved, your eyes moved with me. And that too, you danced with me through the emotions that you were facing. Confusion, shock, amusement. We danced together for 30 seconds. In these mere 30 seconds, here's what happened. Your heartbeat is now more or less synchronized with that of everybody in this room. Subconsciously, you trust the people to your left and right a little bit more because you shared an experience with them. You might have forgotten anything that was stressing you out just 30 seconds ago. And the atmosphere of this hall is now significantly lighter. 30 seconds. That's all it took to connect, build trust, alleviate stress, and lift the mood. Imagine what could happen if you danced for 1 minute, for 2 minutes, for 5, maybe an hour. Well, according to the Better Health channel, it would improve your endurance, your balance, flexibility, coordination, agility, gut health, bone health, posture, sleep, and hormone release. it has so many benefits, but yet we only scratch the surface with it. These are the physical benefits, but what about the mental health ones? Growing up, we were taught that dance helps us improve our balance. But what about our hormonal balance? We were taught that dance strengthens our core. But what about strengthening our sense of self? We were taught that dance improves our endurance to muscle pain. But what about our endurance to grief on losing a loved one? No one told us that dance can help develop empathy, can improve long term memory, help us make better decisions, and boost our self esteem. Did you know that dance also helps in trauma release? In fact, most of us in this room, if not all of us, likely have some form of trauma stored in our body. In his book, The Body Keeps Score, Dr. Bessel van der Kolk talks about how trauma is trapped in certain parts of our bodies, like our hips and our chest. And this stays in our bodies for years, even after we think that we've resolved the trauma. It can cause chronic pain in these areas. But if we don't know what kind of trauma is stored in which body parts, how do we process it? We can't articulate it through words, right? So this is where dance comes through. When we dance, the music invokes certain emotions in us. We express these emotions through our movements. So the sync of our emotions and movements establishes a mind-muscle connection, which helps our brain to process this trauma and our nervous system to complete the stress response cycle. That's why we feel lighter after dancing, a lightness that we can't really explain. What's more is that experts at the Indiana Center for Recovery have said that dancing can help reduce clinical anxiety and depression. The New England Journal of Medicine says that it can even reduce your risk of dementia by up to 76%. Imagine what this could mean for us in our 50s or our 60s. You would be more likely to be able to play with your grandchildren, be able to physically visit your friends, and travel the world if you were less likely to develop these mental health disorders that dance can prevent. When I realized what dance could do for us, it changed for me. I no longer went to Kathak class because it was scheduled for that day. I went because I knew I'd feel better, happier, healthier. I didn't dance because I wanted to win awards. I danced because I wanted to improve my relationship with myself. I didn't dance because I knew how to. I danced because I didn't know what else to do. It was no longer about what I brought out on stage, but rather about what dance brought out in me. My confidence skyrocketed, I fell in love with my body, and I felt an excited urge to plead with everyone I knew to please dance. In fact, when that wasn't enough, I took it a step further. About a year ago, I established Uthan Foundation, a volunteer-led initiative dedicated to teaching underprivileged children about the powerful blend of dance and mental health. To be honest with you, it began a little awkwardly, with the children feeling shy, unsure, even uncomfortable. But as we danced and we laughed through the forgotten steps and the failed cartwheels, something beautiful unfolded. I noticed that the children were now excited to lead warm-ups, and they would teach us the steps that they made themselves. But it went still deeper than just dance steps. It was impacting their confidence. The children who were initially quiet began laughing out loud. The boys who were hesitant to express began expressing freely, and those who once shrunk away from attention were moving towards the center of the circle. Impressive, right? What dance can do? But that initial awkwardness did teach me something useful. I learned that the boys were feeling awkward because they thought that dance was just for girls. Now, this was interesting to me because the same boys would mimic the signature steps of their actors. Clearly, they liked to dance, but they were afraid of what it might mean to be seen doing it. And let's be honest, that's a belief that affects a lot of us. It stems from how we as a society view dancing. We often reduce it to feminine and overly delicate movements, completely overlooking the fierce athleticism it demands. Why should dance be seen any differently than a sport? It demands discipline, requires resilience, and builds strength, just like any other athletic pursuit. We completely overlook what dance can do for us. Imagine if children, especially young boys, are shamed from dancing. The potential mental health benefits of it are also snatched from them. So, to all the males in the audience, dancing is for you too. And for all the parents, please encourage your daughters and your sons to dance, to move, to feel, to heal. Because when we don't, we deprive them of something so important, something that allows them to express without having to say a single word. You don't have to say anything to dance. You just have to move, you just have to feel. You just have to be in the moment and let the rhythm take over. In fact, in my experience, one of the best ways to introduce dance to young boys is through something they already admire, usually sports. When your favorite player scores a basket or scores a goal, what do? Quite often, they dance. And in fact, they dance so much that they even have their own signature steps that we copy. It can be Neymar's iconic moves or Steph Curry's Night Night. They dance to express the rush they feel within. But even when we break these stereotypes, there's something else that prevents us from tapping into the hidden harmony. One of the biggest obstacles is that we don't think that dance and mental health are important enough to affect us. We hate to dance at parties because we think it's silly. We laugh and make fun of dance period in school because we think it's a waste of time. But when we do this, we're not just stopping ourselves from dancing, we're stopping ourselves from communicating with ourselves, from expressing, from feeling, from releasing, and from healing. So let me tell you a few ways or a few reasons why dance is more important than you think. Firstly, it is rooted in our history. Dance formed an integral part of our ancestors' lives, decorating ceremony, religion, ritual, and celebration, as early on as in the Egyptian civilization. But dancing has no clear survival function like eating or sleeping. So why did we do it? To express. Cavemen didn't have the advanced neuroimaging technology that we have today to show them what dance does to their bodies. Yet we have evidence of tomb drawings, cave paintings, and so much more that show us that they performed ancient ritualistic dances. Why? If they could dance while having limited knowledge about it as compared to what we do today, maybe it's something that came naturally to them. Maybe it's so intertwined in our mental health that our body carries it out naturally without us having to do anything because it knows that we need it. In fact, we have always needed it. Think about it. Dance and mental health are two of the few things that have stood the test of time. They have evolved alongside us. Mesopotamian dancers would dance to honor their god and invoke divine blessings. Kathak and Bharatnatyam were introduced in king's courts to relieve the royal family of stress. Soon, debutante balls and ballroom dances became a way for European elites to socialize. As we move on, dancing on the big screen was popularized by musicals. This brought so many people together, and it fostered a sense of community. Then, reality TV shows like Dancing with the Stars normalized competitive dancing, something that scratched the very human competitive edge within us. And after that, Instagram and TikTok took over, connecting millions of us all around the globe. It's always been with us. And if this still didn't convince you, consider this question. If dance wasn't important for us, why would it be all around us? Think about it. We dance at festivals, house parties, weddings. We dance when politicians win elections, when the harvesting season begins, in marching parades and at concerts. In fact, it's all around us in nature as well. When we step out into the greenery and lose ourselves to the sounds and movements of nature, we feel calm. Why? It's because nature itself dances. It's woven into the fabric of the universe. Galaxies spiral in a waltz. The planets orbit the sun in rhythmic precision. The moon pulls the tides in cosmic ebb and flow. Sunlight dances on water. Waves rise and fall in unison. Birds perform intricate courtship dances, bees perform waggle dances, and schools of fish move as one, a synchronized ballet of survival. The universe pulses with movement, with rhythm, with harmony. In fact, if you think about it, we express our emotions through dance, even in linguistics. Think about some of the phrases we use. We jump for joy. We shake our nerves. We tread lightly. We tiptoe around the point. We step out of line. And we waltz through life. Interesting, right? In fact, it comes to us so naturally that we don't even realize that we're doing it. I know a lot of you might be thinking that, my mental health is okay and I don't even dance, so maybe it's not that important. But what if I told you that you do dance, you just don't realize it? Your heart beats rhythmically. Your breath rises and falls periodically. You bop your head to good music. You parkour around objects fallen on the floor. You flap your hands vigorously when you're trying to regain balance. And we've all dodged our fair share of spiders. So in that moment, you have danced. And that too without intending to. It comes out so naturally. In fact, it almost is like it exists within us too. When we feel angry, we stomp our feet. When we eat good food, we do happy dances. When we win the lottery, we jump up and down. Why is that? In fact, dancing comes to us so effortlessly that sometimes it doesn't have to be taught. Babies like to be rocked to sleep. They spin until they're dizzy, laughing and falling to the ground. So what if dance isn't something that we do, but something that we can't help but do? What if this hidden harmony is all around, but we're only beginning to see it, only beginning to hear it? So the next time you find yourself feeling scared, angry, lost, dance. Move and allow yourself to express, to feel what's within. Because when we move our bodies, we're not just moving our bodies. We move those who watch us. We move those trapped emotions. We move ourselves to a healthier future. But most importantly, we move through the silence that mental health often lives in. So dance and then dance some more. Feel and then feel some more. And remember that the harmony may seem hidden, but it is always humming inside of you. Thank you.